We built this city on rock and roll. Ooh, we're live. We are live. Have a look. So, if you're watching this video and you're not watching it live, which I don't think anyone is at the minute, my name's Glenn. This is my cryptocurrency YouTube channel called Glen. I'm trying to vlog, obviously, my journey through the world of cryptocurrency. I started sort of November time last year, so obviously I came into it during the peak. So like many of you watching this, if you got involved in the same sort of time, you may have felt that you've lost out on cryptocurrency, feel like maybe it's a bit of a scam, maybe you're losing faith in it. But I still really enjoy it, so I've been vlogging as I go along, my thoughts and things that I've been obviously discovering as I go along. Now, if you're regularly watching my videos, you'll know that these live streams tend to go on for quite a while. A lot of people complain that they're too long. So what I'm going to try and do is, from this day forward, I'm going to try and, whatever the main topic is that I feel today that I want to talk about, I'm going to discuss that for the first 5 to 10 minutes, 15 minutes, depending on how deep the topic goes. I'm going to try and not ignore, but obviously stay clear of people in the comment section saying, Glenn, what about this? What about this? What about this? I'm just going to talk about the main topic. And then if you carry on watching the video after that, then obviously that is just me talking about my thoughts and ramblings on of the life of cryptocurrency, maybe my just personal life, different topics, and obviously I'll open it up to the live chat where people can obviously ask me questions, or ask me what they want me to look into. So like I say, we're going to be discussing the main topic today. The main one that I want to talk about today is Hashflare. So obviously I've been vlogging my Hashflare journey because when I first got involved in cryptocurrency, I actually thought, right, I want to accumulate more Bitcoin than as if I was to just buy it. Which at the time when I got involved in mining, Bitcoin was worth probably around $7,000-8,000, and obviously it steadily increased to about $20,000. So in my mind, there was absolutely no hope in hell that I was going to be able to buy one outright. So therefore, I looked down the mining route. I was very close to buying an Antminer S9, but I chose to go down the cloud mining route. So I tried to get involved in Genesis mining first, but they were all sold out. So then that led me on to Hashflare. Now, I was a bit skeptical at first about Hashflare. I wondered if it was a scam. It took me quite a while before I actually invested some money into them. I actually tried it off with a very small investment, like probably $50 or something like that. And once I saw that they were paying me out regularly, obviously I decided to go further in and spend the same equivalent money at the time than what I was going to spend on actual equipment, hence, i.e. the Antminer S9. So therefore I invested about 1,700, I think at the time, dollars into Hashflare, which got me my first, I think it was, I'm going to say 11 or 14 terahashes at the time. Now, I thought that, to me, that was a big investment. You know, that was a big chunk of money to just chuck down to a website in the hope of seeing a return. Obviously, mixing it in with doing a YouTube channel, obviously I was discussing the profitability of Hashflare. So I was doing regular content and videos, and obviously people watching, people that also wanted to get involved, were using my referral link, and therefore I actually got a return faster than just a normal person with no referral link. So that is something to bear in mind. But I did see a good return on my investment initially. Within the first few months of me doing it, probably up until, I'm going to say, January, end of January. And like many of us, obviously, we all lost out because Bitcoin went down in price. Obviously, cloud mining was less popular. Even hardware mining has taken a knock. A lot of the hardware miners now you can buy for a lot less than what you could have done back in November time, that's for sure. So yeah, mining in general has was it a right move? Do I wish I'd just bought Bitcoin with that 1,600? I mean, probably. To me, it's neither here or there, because I've actually seen I've pretty much broke even, or in terms of Bitcoin, what I could have bought on the day. But as of right now, they have actually stopped payouts for people. We'll get into that in a bit deeper in a second. Obviously, with mine, I kept reinvesting it for the first probably month and a half, 2 months. So I actually accumulated more terahash. So for the first couple months, and all my referral link commission was going straight into reinvesting. So I actually just ended up with, rather than faster payouts, I actually received more terahashes. So I ended up with, I think I'm on now 24 terahashes. I can't actually log into my Hashflare account at the moment because I got a new phone and the Google Authenticator app hasn't sunk, or I don't know what's happened with it, but I can't log into it. So I'm going to show you today why Hashflare are currently not paying anyone out on their Bitcoin contracts, which obviously for a lot of people they're going to be screaming out scam, exit scam, which, you know, and I'm in the same boat as them. You know, I've got money invested in them until November time, so I've still got a good 6 months, 5 months left of mining, plus obviously I reinvested, so I am invested for the next 6 months into Hashflare, whether I like it or not. Go away, fly. So currently, where we at today, Bitcoin as of right now is worth 6,500 US dollars. Obviously this has taken a knock, especially in the last few days. Bitcoin was hovering around 7,500. Obviously it's dropped down to 6.5. Now, someone in my Telegram group chat, which you'll see in the middle section here, my Telegram group chat, for some reason it's taken ages to update. I think it was, don't want to misname him. Who was it? One of the Team BitGlen. Oh, here we go. He, oh, what's his name? It's not Wayne. Russell, there we go. Russell. I knew it was saying like that. Anyway, he commented saying, oh, I think when Bitcoin goes down, a lot of people are going to lose out on Hashflare. And he was spot on. He called it right a few days before it actually happened. So well done, Russell. It's not saying that I even thought about. He said that I bet Hashflare stopped paying people out. And the reason for this, with Hashflare, this is their homepage at the moment. You can see here that they're not actually allowing you to buy any contracts whatsoever, apart from Ethereum, which has limited stock. Now, these other contracts, if you look at the sort of terms, if you like, of the contract, the bulk of it, obviously there's bigger terms and conditions, but the bulk of it is there's a maintenance fee of 0.0035 cent per 10 gigahashes per day. So that maintenance fee has caught up with the amount of Bitcoin that is being mined. So therefore it's making it zero profitability each day for anyone who has a contract. Now, this has been in place ever since I've known Hashflare, and from some of the YouTube videos that I've watched back further than when I got involved, I did plenty of research and I watched loads of YouTube videos. They used to do lifetime contracts, but they actually changed that to 1 year contracts. But the one thing that has always remained is their maintenance fee of 0.0035 cent. Now, you might say, well, Glenn, how comes, if the maintenance fee was this before, when Bitcoin was 6,500 before, sort of October time, November time, how comes it was so profitable then? Good point. Now, this is a website I like to use called mycryptobuddy.com. And what this does, it actually tracks the price of Bitcoin as well as the difficulty of Bitcoin. Now, you have to bear with me because since I last checked this website, it used to be a bendy graph, but now it's sort of all over the place. So I'm going to try and talk you through it as I see it. Tony joins in. He says, hey, missed the last few live streams, took the kids to Disney World. Was kind of nice not worrying about crypto for a few days. I know exactly how you feel, Tony, because I went there myself for New Year. So, and that's when Ripple went from about 80 cents to like $3.50. Slightly different than now. So yeah, we've got, what I've done is I've input in here 1 terahash. So if you was to buy 1 terahash through Hashflare today, which obviously is 1,000 gigahashes, we have the current difficulty of mining a Bitcoin, which is some silly number, 4,940.7049. Then we have the block reward of 12.5. Then we have the current Bitcoin price. This one's actually a little bit lower than what CoinMarketCap says. Obviously, we pay 0 power because it's cloud mining. We pay 0 power costs. We don't pay any pool fees. If you watch any other YouTubers that mention, oh yeah, Hashflare's roughly this % pool fees, they're wrong. And then the reject rate, we don't have to worry about that. That's more if you're mining hardware-wise yourself. Then obviously the cost of that. Now, as we saw, to buy 10 gigahashes is 60 cents at the minute. So we times that by 100 because obviously there's 1,000 gigahashes in 1 terahash. That gives us a cost of $60. Now, the recurring costs, US dollars per month. Now, this website does it in US dollars per month. What do you spend each month? Now, we don't actually spend anything as an upfront cost, but obviously they take it out in Bitcoin costs. So this is where a lot of people get confused. So if we work it out roughly in US dollars term, not in Bitcoin term, because that would just blow my mind trying to work that out. We have a cost of 0.0035 times that by 100 because we have 1 terahash, which is 1,000 gigahashes. That gives us 35 cents per day. We're going to times that by 31 days in a month, and that gives us a total expense of $10.85. That's what we're going to pay as a maintenance fee every 31 days. So we've got that in there. 0 price change. Let's just say that Bitcoin stays the same price between now and whenever. We're never going to sell the coins, and an average difficulty of 16.13. That's what they predict based on the last couple of difficulty increases. So we have this graph here. The red line shows us the projected difficulty going up. So at the moment, it has the current difficulty. Then the blue line is the projected price, which obviously is going to stay the same. And you can see here that eventually the difficulty catches up with the price of Bitcoin. It overtakes it, if you like. So then, therefore, when you're mining, it is completely unprofitable. See this gap here? Now, what you would like to see is obviously the difficulty stand below this blue line. Now, obviously, if we was to say that the price of Bitcoin went up 10% every month, you can see here that it would last longer, but eventually the difficulty is going to catch up. So you would need the price to go up faster than the difficulty. That's the only way you're going to win in mining, in the mining game, if you like. That is hardware mining and cloud mining. I mean, with hardware mining, obviously you have to take into account the power cost, the electricity cost, what you paid for the equipment up front, and obviously the pool fee. But regardless of that, let's say you get free electricity and you have a really low pool fee because you're part of some super duper pool. you get the equipment as cheap as possible. All of that's really irrelevant. You will obviously gain profit in the short term, but you're always, unless you're continuously ramping up the amount of power that you have in your arsenal, you're going to have to always increase the amount of power you have by the amount of difficulty change there is. So if difficulty change goes up 10%, you need to up the amount of terahashes you have by 10% to stay above the profit line. So let's say that Bitcoin's going to go up 20% each month. Still shows the difficulty is going to overtake the price of Bitcoin, but you can see the differences here. Now this is saying January 2019 the paths will cross, and you can see the profitability here. It's pretty much nothing, which is a shame. But obviously, when I first got involved in mining, I never took into account the difficulty increasing, because obviously I didn't know. You know, I'm not a cryptocurrency expert, I'm not a mining expert. Obviously I've only been doing this for 6 months, so I can only comment on what I see happening as it happens in front of me. So this is why Hashflare are not paying out at the moment, because we're in a state where the difficulty here has overtaken the price of Bitcoin. Now obviously this is the price change going up each month percentage wise. Obviously at the moment it has been negative. So see this blue bar, and I don't think I can, I wonder if I can make it minus 10%. Ah, there you go. So at minus 10%, which is what we've seen at the moment, we've seen it go from 7,500 down to 6,500. That's $1,000. You do that divided by 7,500, so 10% would be $750, so it's probably more like 13%. So we've seen a 13% decrease in Bitcoin over the last 30 days, or last week. And obviously the difficulty has gone up. So you can see here this crossover where Bitcoin, the amount of Bitcoin you receive or mine is way below the difficulty. So this is where we're at the moment. We would need for Hashflare to start paying out again, Bitcoin to be well over sort of, I would say about $8,000. Are we going to see that? I'm not sure. Maybe not. Maybe not for a couple of weeks at least. Based on this week, if we look at what's happened this week, Bitcoin obviously has gone down from 7,500 to 6,500. It slowly started to increase over the last couple of days, but as you can see right now, currently, it's down 2.5%. It seems to be in the decline again. Obviously, we're heading into the weekend. Weekends typically are not very good for cryptocurrency and for Bitcoin valuations. So I could see us hitting sort of 6,000, 6,200 over the course of the weekend, and hopefully, obviously, a bounce back at the beginning of next week. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But there you go. That's why we are not seeing a return on Hashflare at the moment. So I hope that has made it very clear for you guys. I have actually removed my referral link for Hashflare. Not that you can buy contracts with them anyway, but I removed it probably a week ago, because I would hate to be appear to be recommending something to someone you know, that really is just going to gobble your money up. You are a lot better off just buying Bitcoin and holding on to it. And this seems to be a trend, like I say, not just cloud mining. Now, John McAfee actually said, and I know you may like him, you may hate him, but he did say a long time ago that the increasing price of mining is going to be so high that even if Bitcoin just followed the trend of you know, the cost of the cost of mining one Bitcoin, if that keeps going up, inherently the price of Bitcoin is going to go up, because Bitcoin, you would like to think, is always going to be worth more than what it is to mine one whole one. So in that respect, it's a good thing, because eventually we should see Bitcoin being worth, really, what was the predicted difficulty increase? 16%, really 16% a month. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. But what we tend to see, or what I've noticed, is that Bitcoin seems to sort of, I hate to use the term, but a lot of people refer to it as bubbles. So you can see here this increase here, and then it dips back down, and then it has a steady increase, and then it sort of just stagnates, and then you can see there again and sort of a big bubble. It looks tiny there, but if we was to drag into that, you'll see what I'm talking about. So there you go, you can see there, massive spike, then volatility for a little while, and then another spike later down the line at some point. And this team, are we in this cycle again? Is this where we're at now? If we are, then we're in for we're in for a bit of a tough time for the next 6 months to a year. And obviously, if the difficulty keeps going up, because you got to think of all these mining ICOs and all these people buying these Antminer S9s and people building GPU rigs specially designed for it. Just the amount of interest was so high November, December time. And obviously, if you ordered an Antminer S9 in December, I think they were quoting April, May time to actually be delivered. So you think a lot of these people, during the peak of when Bitcoin was worth its most, are just starting to receive their miners. So you've got a lot of people mining from home now. You've got obviously these big companies that are mining, you know, with tens of thousands of machines, and obviously they're increasing their power, like Genesis Mining, like Hashflare, and the more power there goes into the system, the greater the difficulty goes. So you would have to say to all these companies, oh look, can you back off? Can you stop mining so much so it gives the little person a chance? Obviously that's never going to happen. They'll just put their middle finger up to you and say fuck off. But this is why I think mining in general, unless you've got a substantial amount of investment to put into it, and you're prepared to continuously keep investing more and more money into it, you're chasing your tail a bit with mining. That's my opinion. I'm sorry if that upsets you. I know some people will be saying, no, Glenn, I earn this much from so and so, and I see a lot of videos where people are basically mining a load of shit coins that no one cares about and then converting them into Bitcoin. So that could be a saving grace at the moment, but I don't know. We'll see. It's only a matter of time before those dry up, and then obviously mining completely shuts down, and it'll be a rat race to see who can mine. Obviously, the Bitcoins last, and you'll see some big companies come out of this. So Bitmain have obviously become a huge company already in itself, but all these people with like just mining farms, they're going to become huge investors and you know, players in the game, if you like, players in the crypto space, because they're going to hold the most Bitcoin. And have obviously a greater say over what happens. So PJ says GPU mining is still super profitable. Yeah, that's what I was saying, PJ. You're talking about obviously mining coins that are not Bitcoin, I assume. and then converting them into Bitcoin or whatever coin you want to hold on to that month. But I'm talking about in terms of mining Bitcoin, because that's the whole reason I got involved in cloud mining in the first place. I just can't see there being any way out apart from just keep massively investing. This is the My Crypto Buddy website, and you can see the red line here is the projected difficulty for Bitcoin, and this is the projected price. I've put it at minus 13%. You can see here it always seems to get to a point where the difficulty overtakes. Bitcoin mining is dead. Yes, so you've just confirmed what I said, PJ. The only way around it is like what PJ is suggesting, and that is to mine altcoins that have a lot lower difficulty. Like I remember I think last month a lot of miners were all talking about Raven coin, just mining, you know, Pigeon coin and shit like that. They're mining it and then either holding on to it hoping it goes up in value or converting it back into Bitcoin, which obviously is their way of accumulating free Bitcoin, I suppose, bar the electricity costs and stuff. So you can still do it, but with these cloud mining services, they tend to only give you one contract for one coin. So you can only mine Bitcoin, you can only mine Litecoin or Ethereum or Zcash. Dash hasn't been available for ages. So you're really stuck. If one of those difficulties shoots up massively, then you're screwed, basically. There's nothing really you can do about it. But this is saying that obviously I've been aware of since the start of mining cryptocurrency, and obviously Hashflare have made it public knowledge that, you know, it says it on every single contract what their maintenance fee is on all of them. So we can't knock them for that. And also the flip, sort of, to be fair to Hashflare, they have made it so you can't buy the contract. So they could keep taking people's money, but obviously they've made it so you can't buy their contracts, which is a good shout from them guys. You know, they were doing a lot of these discounted rates a few months ago. That was when Bitcoin was going down from sort of, I think it was hovering between 9.5K back down to, you know, it would drop down to like 8K and then it would go back up. Now obviously it's at a level 6,500 is obviously a level, as we can see now, where mining is just not profitable. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's it, guys. That's what I wanted to talk about today with Hashflare. For you guys that have just joined in, what I said with these format of videos that I'm doing, obviously people complained that the videos are too long. So whatever the thumbnail is, whatever the title of the video is, I'm going to talk about that for the first 10 to 15 minutes or however long it takes me to discuss that topic. I'm going to try and, you know, be more picky with what comments I read out, just because obviously I want to keep the flow of conversation going with the main topic. Once I've finished discussing that topic, then we'll move on to obviously the live chat and we can talk about whatever you want, and obviously I can tell you about my personal life, or we could talk about different topics that are in my head. But that was the main thing I wanted to talk about. So if that's all you came here to watch, that's that finished. I hope I covered it well enough for you guys. I hope that makes sense. If you're not sure about anything, if you still have questions but you don't want to discuss it in the live chat, please join me in the Telegram group chat, which is this one here. You can find the link to it in the description of my videos. It's this link here. Just click on that and follow it through. Or you can actually follow me via any of my social medias, which again are all in the links down below. They're all just the name BitGlen. Also, I want to say thank you to someone. Someone has, this is my new screensaver that I thought I should get a 5K image, I suppose, because the other one looks a bit tacky. My Exodus wallet, I wanted to show this actually because while I haven't had a computer, I assume someone has donated to me. I assume £5 worth of Bitcoin, and about about £15 worth of Ethereum, which obviously in US dollars, that was probably more like $20, and that was probably maybe 10. Obviously, the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum have dropped massively. So I want to say a big thank you to whoever that is. Let's have a little look at my. I've received. Oh, it was an hour ago. So yeah, thank you whoever was doing that. I really appreciate it. That's it's been a long time since I received a donation, so it means a lot to me actually, because that's just essentially free money for nothing. I don't know why someone would give me that. So thank you very much. So next thing I want to talk about is Exodus. PJ actually asked in the Telegram group chat earlier, he said, Glenn, why don't you discuss, have you got your Exodus? Exodus was, yet again, boom, straight there. So I've got my new computer, if some of you don't know, I've got my new computer, and I downloaded, trying to make everything back to how I like it, you know, like a bit OCD, and I downloaded Exodus, and it just asked me for my password. That was it. So I printed off all my keys and private keys and set up two-factor authentication, all that before I got rid of my laptop. And I didn't need it really. All I needed to do was type in my password and this was ready to go. So that's brilliant. I'm really happy about that. I did the latest update for it as well. And if you actually go into the settings, I thought, oh, I wonder what coins are accepted now. And Exodus, fucking, look, this is, they had, I remember when I first started this and there was probably, I don't know, 8 or 10. And now there's about, I'd say 20 or 30 main coins. And then you have these Ethereum assets, which are ERC20 tokens. And look how many they've got. Loads. So Exodus are really leading the way. Oh, I just lost a load. What happened there? So yeah, Exodus I think have done a really good job. Oh, they're back again. Nope, they disappeared. They don't like me. So Exodus I think are doing a brilliant job. You can't really, and especially with the EOS launch that happened the other day, Exodus were all over it. I saw more notifications from Exodus about how to claim your new tokens and how to secure your tokens against obviously the EOS coin than I did from EOS themselves. So Exodus really sort of like top dog. I can't recommend Exodus enough. All they need is an iOS app. It's this, which is the, I want this, what I'm looking at, I want that, but on my phone. And they would kill it. Kill it. So what are you guys saying? BP's, thanks for joining, BP. Loving the new look, Glenn. Excited for the future of the channel. Thank you very much. Tony Nichols says, I bought some more mega hashing Ethereum on Hashflare since there is no fee and still paying out. That is a good point, actually. Ethereum mining with Hashflare has no maintenance fee, which is awesome. Generally, the contract is a bit more expensive, from what I can remember. Let's go over to Hashflare. So currently it's $1.80. And that's for 1,000 kilohash. No maintenance fee with a GPU rig. Automatic payout in Ethereum. Obviously Ethereum has taken quite a big knock recently. Ethereum's still below the $500 mark actually. Everything is down. Massive. Massive, massive. Especially IOTA, that's down more than all the others are down sort of 4% really, you got to say. But IOTA down 7.5%. Let's have a little look at the biggest losers and gainers today. Mithril. Mithril. Yet again. How many times are they going to be in the top spot? Damn it. Why didn't I get in there? And the biggest losers are Wakey Chain, Ethos. No! Why Ethos? You were doing so well. To be fair, Ethos had some massive gains over the last few days. I think one day it was up 23%, which is insane, especially in this market this week. But yeah, down 10% today. So, and Wang Chain, Kin, Nano, Walton Chain, Icon, all down massive. These are some of the biggest names that you see a lot of other YouTubers talking about, actually. I know Superman and Box Mining, they sort of really highly rate Wang Chain, Walton Chain, Icon. So yeah, they're Polymath seems like quite a good one, but obviously it's down quite a bit at the minute. But then saying that, they all are. So yeah, what are your guys' predictions over the weekend? It's going to be an interesting weekend because, you know, seeing these massive dips just before the weekend is a bit of a shock. Saturday, I think maybe we'll see a slight gain, maybe 1 to 2%. And then Sunday, it's probably going to be another sort of 5% downer, which would put us at, I would say, oh, there we go. They're the final. Oh, look at that one. Sephiroth with Cloud. No! Sorry, that's me geeking out big time. Can't believe I did that, actually. Coin market cap. So if Bitcoin's at 6,500 now and we see a increase, this is not financial advice. This is just me plucking figures at what I think will happen. Bitcoin, you got to say, if it goes up 1 to 2%, that's got to be $64. So you're looking at maybe 6, 7, maybe over Saturday. And then I think we'll see sort of a 5% drop, which will put it at, if 10% is $650, you're talking about 325. So it'll put us at about 6.2. Which is what I said earlier, wasn't it? 6.2. So I think that's where we're going to be come the end of the weekend. So it's not looking good, is it? With just another point, actually, going back to that main topic about hash flare. If your contracts are unprofitable for 21 days straight, they do cancel your contract. So obviously that's going to be very interesting if Bitcoin doesn't go up in the next 3 weeks. Because a lot of people's contract, mine included, will be cancelled. So no one will have any contracts mining with hash flare. So we've got to hope that Bitcoin dramatically goes up at some point. Otherwise, we're going to be we're left with no mining contracts. I still don't actually know how much I have in my hash flare account. I don't know if I can make a withdrawal or not. If not, I'm just going to have to wait for them to either cancel my contract or see it out to the end, and then obviously receive my payout then. PJ says it was JL. Tony says with BTC balance. PJ says Exodus is the best wallet. It literally is. It is the best. It's the cleanest looking. It's the most user friendly. And obviously the amount of choice that's on there now. And you can quite easily exchange. Have they added support for swapping ERC20 tokens? No. You can only exchange certain ones, actually. I thought it was more than that. Oh. So you can only exchange Litecoin, Ripio. Never seen that before. Zcash. No, this can't be right. Is this right? There's Litecoin, Ethereum, Dash, that. I thought you could exchange more than that. But it still gives you the option to exchange the main ones. Slickerfo says, sappening people. Yo, yo, yo. It's gonna be a party, y'all. What else have we got today? What has been going on in cryptocurrency? So interesting news coming out from the Securities Commission in America. They have come out and said that Bitcoin and Ethereum are not securities, which I thought would lead to a pump, actually, which at the time of reading those statements, Bitcoin was on the up then. But since then has gone down again. So that's a bit of a shame, but still good news for the space, I think. Let's have a little look. No, I can't find the article. I know some of you guys were talking about the World Cup. Obviously, the World Cup's on at the minute. If you're from America, it's soccer. But over here, and I think the rest of the world, we call it football. So you got the World Cup on at the moment, and it was Spain v Portugal. I don't even know the result, actually. But someone said, Glenn, you should do live streaming while watching the international games. I would do that. But I actually know nothing about football at all. I don't know any players. I don't know anything about teams. I enjoy watching England. Well, no, I don't actually. I used to love going out and watching England games and cheering them on and getting drunk and all that. I used to love the atmosphere, but probably the last couple of big tournaments, the last few, 3-3, was it really? No, that would have been a good game to watch. Damn it. I was actually oiling my driveway, which is a really old man thing to do, but it's something that I needed to do ages ago. I'm trying to look for... Sorry, I'm actually checking my phone. So now I'll open it up to you guys. What do you guys want to discuss? What do you want to talk about? What topics should we look up next? Let's have a little look while we're waiting for some responses. Let's look on Twitter. Twitter's always a good place for up-to-date crypto information. So that's the other thing. Genesis Mining actually have released Bitcoin mining contracts again. So obviously their maintenance fee, or the way they structure their business, is, well, I haven't worked out the profitability because I don't really use Genesis Mining. I bought such a small contract with Monero and what's the other one? Monero and Ethereum, I think it was. And every time I check it, I haven't hit their minimum payout. So I don't actually know too much about what's going on with Coin Janitor. That's a bit of you, Russell, isn't it? He loves a bit of Coin Janitor. Daniel says, "Howdy, peeps." Shooting from the hip. Pew. Yeah, so I thought the BitGlen's live. Get over there now. I did say to people the other day that whoever sends me the funniest tweet by Sunday, the only one I've received so far, I think, is this one from BBL. But I think he sent that before. So no one sent me any funny... Actually, let's see my messages. Hello, BitGlen. Easy way to get more followers? No, thank you. Yeah, before I forget, happy Father's Day to everyone. Oh, that's nice, Daniel. What's today? Well, Father's Day in the UK is Sunday. My wife said to me, "Oh yeah, I really want to go here for Father's Day." I said, "Hang on a minute, ain't that my day? I should be able to do what I want." But that's the struggle of being a father. You don't get to pick the family days out. My wife does that. This is the Reddit BTC son. Adam back ate my hamster. Coda put live pet in sandwich, says Bitcoin CEO. Actually, someone in the Telegram group chat sent this to me earlier on today, or shared it in the group. I thought it was quite funny. I slept with 1,000 men, but I used to be a man. I thought that was quite funny. I see a small apartment. I see you alone, and a lot of shitcoins. Jesus, that's a lot of shitcoins. I don't get it. I don't get it. The Bitmain Tech account is temporarily inaccessible because of apparently Twitter thinks that people behind the account are old as Bitmain, i.e. 4 years old. It should be back soon and long before Bitmain turns 13. What a stupid problem to have. Same here in the States, I believe, says Daniel. So what did Hashflare say this time? Well, actually, Hashflare, I think, have been pretty quiet on the whole thing. Let's have a little look at their account. See what they've said. Yeah, this is what they posted 4 or 5 days ago. I don't know if that's a pinned post. No, it's not. That is the last post from them. They said, because of the current market situation with the latest spike of mining difficulty exceeding 14%. So this was in response to obviously the difficulty shooting up and the price of Bitcoin going down. Obviously their maintenance fee that they charge is currently at 100%. So there's no way they can pay the people out unless they obviously drop their maintenance fee. But I assume in that, obviously they have to pay electricity, they have to pay staff costs, they have to pay advertising, website. You know, I'm not saying boo-hoo, poor Hashflare or anything, but you know, I understand why they charge the maintenance fee. They can't just mine for you for free. And they're obviously stating that the mining is as costly as it is the price of Bitcoin. So, you know, it's not paying people out. What do you guys think about setting up? I don't know who would actually join it, but I was thinking about, instead of trying to, obviously, this is more me personally. I'd like to set up, you know, like Patreon, where people pay a subscription to obviously have some sort of extra service over the people that get obviously these live videos. Obviously that would help me maintain these YouTube videos without having to rely on well, at the minute I don't get anything. So it's just a way of me making money, I suppose. But one, what sort of extra content would you want for the money? And secondly, whether that's something anyone would actually be interested in taking part in. I had a few ideas, and I would love to do it in a way where I earn cryptocurrency, not US dollar. That's something that I was thinking about. I was having a shower today and I was literally like, wouldn't it be cool if I could set up Patreon and I get sort of, you know, I don't know, 5 to 10 of you to join up and pay me in some sort of cryptocurrency. And I don't know, I'll provide you guys some sort of extra content that's unique to you guys, not just what I share with everyone on YouTube. But I don't know what else I can give, really. I pretty much vlog for hours at a time, almost on a daily basis. So I wasn't too sure what else I can give. Daniel says, only thing you can buy at the moment is Ethereum, I believe. Yes, you're right. Ethereum is still going because they have zero maintenance fee. Yeah, I got something like that too. A Stray for Time says Steam It. Yeah, that's another option. If I set up a Steam It account and obviously get you guys to upvote me and stuff like that, that's another revenue I could look down, I suppose. I wish there was better, but Steam It. Yeah, it's a shame actually that YouTube don't have some sort of. I know Twitch, they do like a subscription-based service. So, you know, if you wanted to, you could watch my videos without any ads, and stuff like that. And like, only you would see them videos. It wouldn't be open to everyone. Which I think that's a really cool idea, because I'd love to have, you know, a small group of people on a YouTube channel that pay for me to talk to them, and I talk to them. You know, I'd love to do that. Tim Draper confesses he is buying more bitcoins. Well, of course he is. He thinks Bitcoin's going to 250,000 within the next year or two. Of course he's going to be buying them at $6,500. And he's got the money to do it. So fair play to him. One of the most important figures in cryptocurrency space, Tim Draper, says he is buying more bitcoins amid a bear market. Virtual currencies have been experiencing a drop in price since the beginning of the year, and this has been getting stronger in the last few days. The famous investor said that he plans for these months to invest more in Bitcoin. He said the cryptocurrencies will be touching, oh look, I was spot on, $250,000 by the year 2022. Now, he was actually one of the few people that said Bitcoin will hit 10k by the end of the year last year. And I think that was when Bitcoin was at, saying like $300. And he was getting laughed at, and, you know, people called him crazy. And by the end of the year, it hit $18,000 to $20,000. So, you know, who's laughing now? And his next big prediction was 250,000 by the year 2022. So we're talking in sort of 4 years' time, Bitcoin being worth God knows how much smaller times than it is now. What's let's do 250,000 divided by 6,500. 38 times what it is now. So 38x. Cryptocurrencies are the next big why can't I read that? Cryptocurrencies are the next big technology. I know what that word is, and I know how it sounds. Like, why can't I say it? I've got my mouth's really dry. Big technological tectonic shift, and governments have a way to have to weigh in their need to protect investors, with their need to include this in the potential economic powerhouse that is crypto. Why do I find that so hard, guys? Why? Because I'm stupid. That's why. At the same time, he believes that Bitcoin will have a market capitalization of $10 trillion in the next 10 years. The total cryptocurrency market capitalization will be $100 trillion, meaning that Bitcoin will have just 10% of the market. He has also compared virtual currencies with fiat money. He complained that currencies like the dollar lose value over time, and he prefers to hold virtual currencies, which are deflationary currencies. I'm not really interested in holding fiat, he said. It loses value over time. So yeah, this is really interesting actually, because obviously a lot of people talk about, you know, shit like certain altcoins going up in value and stuff like that. And what you have to remember is that when Bitcoin does rise, whenever that may be, when it has its big next bubble, you will not be able to get out of your altcoins fast enough to be able to buy into the increase in Bitcoin. So that is something to bear in mind. But this stretches out more than just altcoins. If you look at US dollar as a world currency, which it is, it's the #1 leading world currency. It's the currency that we all sort of compare our own currencies to. So me in England, you in Germany, you in Dubai, whatever. We would all say, oh, you know, Dubai, whatever dollars is worth X amount of US dollars. That's how we compare money. If at any point that Bitcoin takes over from that and people start saying, right, okay, £1 is worth 1,000 Satoshis, and say that was the case all over the world, the value of fiat money will decrease. So what I mean by that is that, say if my house was £250,000 to buy, it will still probably be worth 250,000, but the amount of satoshis needed to cover to buy that house is going to become less and less. Obviously that means that the price of Bitcoin is going up, but I don't think that is necessarily because the amount of I don't know, I'm trying to word this right, but the amount of people getting involved in Bitcoin will already be at a high saturated rate at that point, but it won't be going up in value because more people are joining in. It will be going up in value. It will be staying the same, but the amount of British pounds to buy this one Bitcoin, the amount of British pounds will need to keep going up to buy this one Bitcoin, because the value of that currency will be going down and down and down. I hope I've worded that right. I made that seem a lot harder than it actually is. So that's something to bear in mind. I think that fiat money is going to go the way of altcoins. At some point, it's going to be hard to cash out your fiat money for Bitcoin. That's my belief, and I think that's way into the future. That's not happening for at least, I'm going to say, 8 years. At least 8 years. I can't see that happening. So that would put us at 2026 or something like that. In the next 4 years, Bitcoin has a problem. I should say cryptography will have a problem with quantum computing. Yeah, a lot of people have brought this up actually, and a lot of people are already trying to find solutions. And I swear I was reading an article the other day, and it was saying that Bitcoin, as it stands at, I think it was Bitcoin, it was either Bitcoin or EOS, one of them, one of the blockchains, I think it was EOS actually, because EOS obviously is being done by certain block producers, so actual humans, it hasn't got the worry of quantum computing taking over. But Bitcoin potentially has. If quantum computing was around today, Bitcoin would be done. Yeah, I don't want to sort of delve too much into quantum computing because I haven't done enough research, and I'll just be sounding stupid. But that is something I'm very interested in. I'd like to maybe do a bit more research into why that would be and what the solutions are. So maybe that's complete BS about EOS. There was one blockchain that I was reading about, and it might have been EOS, or it might have been another one. I can't remember, but one of them was saying that they had a solution to quantum computing taking over blockchains. So that's something obviously way into the future. I know that a lot of cryptocurrencies at the moment are looking to put their blockchains into satellites in space. And therefore it will always be safe in case of apocalypse type scenario on the planet. It will still be running. I can't remember which one it was that was still actually running like that, but that's really if they can solve, ways of the blockchain getting affected in as many scenarios as possible, the better. It's not the future, it's now. PJ's getting deep with the quantum computing. Dean says, BitConnect! True, we are all mad. Bitcoin cannot be hacked. All alts are unsecure. BTC, Litecoin, the proper coin. LTC is cash. Bitcoin is gold. We are at 1% at the moment. Watch the Magical Crypto Friends new episode. They go into it. It's not the future, it's now. Intel is working on it. Yes, I do. I haven't watched the last few crypto. I watched up to, I think, episode 4 or 5. So I haven't watched. I think they're on episode 8 now. So I do need to sit down and watch. I haven't really watched many YouTube videos, to be honest. One, because a lot of the crypto YouTubers seem to dry up whenever there's a... I think I'm the opposite way round. I seem to upload videos when Bitcoin has a dip. Actually, I've been uploading videos all the time. But yeah, I've noticed Crypto Daily's disappeared again. I think Superman's actually taken a step back, and he's been putting on Twitter about, you know, oh, sorry you haven't seen me around recently. Tech Coin House, the one who used to do all the profitability of mining S9s and stuff, he's really calmed it down with that side of it. I seem to notice he does a lot of YouTube videos just basically bigging up how Bitcoin's going to take over the world, but like almost on a daily basis. Let's go to subscriptions. Yeah, this BTC price in 2022, 250k. Like really dramatic looking thumbnails. There's my Magical Crypto Friends, which I recommend to anyone actually. Really good, technical, but also a bit of banter as well, which is really good. Crypto News, he's still releasing videos all the time, and Decentralized TV, but a lot of the others really sort of died down actually. I watched this gentleman here, Seth Estrada. He does videos about mining different altcoins and stuff like that, a bit like what we talked about earlier. PJ said about GPU mining, and he talks about different coins that you can mine that are profitable and stuff like that. But obviously, you're, like I say, you're always chasing then, aren't you? You're always... but then I suppose you've got to be like that in any field where there's money involved. So yeah, it's not really many people posting. This one here, Captain Kip. I remember... Oh no, was it him? No, it might not have been actually. Where is he? He's gone. It was something like that. He pretty much, every single Ponzi scheme there was, he was doing videos about them. Maybe that's why he's gone. That's it really, I suppose, for Crypto Twins. They seem to be releasing just videos about Ripple every day. They talk about Ripple a lot. FPGA. Yes, I looked into that the other day. That seems to be the way forward at the moment for mining. FPGAs will be great. Bitmain set to release one. Blood on the decks. Seth is mint. Wayne's World. Fcoin is going to be big. Look into it and see what you think. On Twitter. Have you seen Craig Grant being burned in my joke for the LTC? No, I haven't. I haven't seen that. They said the layer of algos and BTC off the SHA-256 it will take. No, quantum computing could be doing the A-log, but Bitcoin will evolve. Let's have a little look. Let's do versus Bitcoin. The massive calculating power of quantum computers could be able to break Bitcoin security within 10 years, says security experts. Bitcoin is taking the world by storm. The decentralized digital currency is a secure payment method that anybody can use. It's free from government interface and operated by open peer-to-peer network. The independence is one reason Bitcoin has become so popular, causing its value to rise steeply. At the beginning of 2017, a Bitcoin was worth around $1,000. And by November 2017 has risen to $7,000. Indeed, the total value of cryptocurrency market is some 150 billion. Blah, 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 blah. A crucial feature of Bitcoin is its security. Bitcoins have two important security features that prevent it from being stolen or copied. Both are based on cryptographic protocols that are hard to crack. In other words, they exploit mathematical functions like fractionalization that are easy in one direction but hard in another, for at least an ordinary classical computer. But there is a problem on the horizon. Quantum computers can solve these problems easily, and the first quantum computers are currently under development. That raises an urgent question. How secure is Bitcoin to these kinds of quantum attacks that will be possible in the next few years? Today we get an answer thanks to the work of Devish Algor at the National University of Singapore and a few pals. These guys have studied the threat to Bitcoin posed by quantum computers and say that the danger is real and imminent. First, some background. Bitcoin transactions are stored in a distributed ledger, blah, 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 blah. The new block must also contain a number. Given the nonce, this process is found in a nonce called mining. The block is then placed. Occasionally, two miners group find different nonces, declare two different blocks. The protocol states that in that case, the block has been worked out, will be incorporated into the chain and therefore discarded. This process has Achilles' heel. If a group of miners controls more than 50% of the computing power of the network, it can always mine blocks faster than whoever has the other 49%. In that case, it effectively controls the ledger. If it is malicious, it could spend bitcoins twice by detecting transactions that are never incorporated into the blockchain. The other 49% of miners are none the wiser because they have no oversight of the mining process. This creates an opportunity for malicious owner of quantum computers to put to work as a Bitcoin miner. If this computing power breaks the 50% threshold, it can do what it likes. Examine the likelihood of quantum computers becoming powerful on the network. They look at the projected clock speeds of quantum computers in the next 10 years and compare what is the likely power of conventional hardware. Their conclusions will be a relief to Bitcoin miners the world over. Agrawal and co. say that that most mining is done by application-specific integrated circuits, ASICs, made by companies such as Nvidia. This hardware is likely... Oh, I'm on my knees now because my feet are hurting. Their conclusion will be relief to Bitcoin miners the world over. Agrawal and co. say that most mining is done by ASICs. This hardware is likely to maintain a speed advantage over quantum computers over the next 10 years or so. We find that proof of work used by Bitcoin is relatively resistant to substantial speed up by quantum computers in the next 10 years, mainly because of specialized ASIC miners are extremely fast compared to the estimated clock speed for near-term quantum computers, they say. But there is a different threat that is much more worrying. Bitcoin has another cryptographic security feature to ensure that only the owner of a Bitcoin can spend it. This is based on some mathematics used for public key encryption schemes. The idea is that the owner generates two numbers, a private key that is secret and a public key that is published. The public key can be easily generated from the private key, but not vice versa. A signature can be used to verify the owner holds a private key without revealing the private key using a technique known as elliptic curve signature scheme. In this way, the receiver verifies. The only way to cheat the system is to calculate the private key using the public key, which is extremely hard with conventional computers, but the quantum computers it is easy. Now that quantum computers pose a significant risk to Bitcoin, the elliptic curve signature scheme used by Bitcoin is much more at risk and could be completely broken by a quantum computer as nearly as 2027. Indeed, quantum computers pose a similar risk to all encryption schemes and use similar technology, which includes many common forms of encryption. There are public key schemes that are resistant to attack by quantum computers, so it is conceivable that Bitcoin protocols could be revised to make the system safer, but there are no plans to do so now. Bitcoin is no stranger to controversy. It has weathered various storms over its security, but that is no guarantee that it will cope well in the future. One thing is for sure, the pressure to change will increase as the first powerful quantum computers come online in the next few years. Ooh, Skynet is real. Dean says, Kirsty Lee Minehan, best programmer for mining. She made the ETH pill. Intel has a quantum chip that has to run at minus 425 Fahrenheit. Nothing will be safe, not bank accounts, nothing. Anything on the internet will be able to be hacked. Bitmain is evil. ASICs secure the network. It's a huge concern, the whole cyber security field. GPUs are ASIC, CPU, or ASIC. Keys are cryptic, like encrypted email and proper net or a dark web. Well, I've learned something new today. So essentially they're saying that obviously mining wise, the the amount of power that's going into the Bitcoin system should outpace the power of these quantum computers within the next 10 years at least. But they're saying that the biggest threat is coming from that these computers can work out your private keys to your Bitcoin via your public key and figuring it out in reverse, and therefore having access to everyone's Bitcoin. So that is interesting. I would assume that someone's working on a way, or if this is a real threat, someone will work out a way of having a private key that's unhackable, which I don't know how you would do that, but let's hope they figure it out, whoever's looking into it. It is a cryptography is at threat. That's what secures the internet. Yeah, so there you go. That's something to be worried about. As if we didn't need to worry about enough things. I'm not going to worry too much about this, to be honest, because if that happens, it happens. And if you feel that, you know, it's a large enough threat to worry about now, before it's even invented, then maybe don't hold so much into cryptocurrency. If obviously what you're saying is right, PJ, about everything being able to be hacked, then everyone will go to fiat. Everyone will have cash back under the bed. And therefore our dream of a decentralized cryptocurrency world will be shattered. But I'm not too worried about it at the moment. I may live to regret saying that, but I'm not. You know, it's something that all it takes is someone to update the way that the private keys are generated or something like that. I know it's not as easy as that. Obviously, it probably takes someone months or years to figure out and actually program into the system. But all it would take is that, and then drama would be over. So I ain't going to lose any sleep over it just yet. So I think that's it, guys, to be honest. I've talked a lot longer than I expect. Hour and 14 minutes. Jeez. Well, I hope we all learned something new there today. So obviously we discussed about the hash flare. We've talked about quantum computing versus Bitcoin. Can't remember what else we talked about. Mining in general. thank you to everyone who's been watching. There's 11 people still watching it now. You know, I would imagine that obviously a lot of people dropped off after I finished talking about Hashflare, but for you that have stayed right through to the end, thank you for sticking around. I really do appreciate it, because if I was just standing here and I had 0 watchers, then I'd feel pretty gutted. But I always tend to have sort of, I don't know, between 10 and 20 viewers, and that you guys always watch, whether I talk for an hour, 2 hours. Someone mentioned, yeah, someone talked about you should live stream while football games are on, but to be honest, I'm not really into football that much. Like I say, I like watching England games, but I was thinking the other day that I wonder if someone does, like, I'm really into Formula One, and I know some of you are going to probably switch off now and be like, oh God, he's talking about Formula One. But I was thinking, I wonder if there's someone out there that does live streams of the Formula One races, or me watching them, because I always spot a lot of things that either the commentators don't talk about, or they mention it quite a bit after it's happened or I've thought of. And I thought I'd love to sit there and just talk about Formula One while it's on, and see if people watch me do that. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know. What do you guys think? But I'd have to set up a new channel. I wouldn't want to mix Formula One watching with cryptocurrency. I'd have to set up a new YouTube channel for that. But yeah, that would be pretty cool, actually. A lot of the times, though, I don't get to watch the race live. I have to record them and then watch them later that day or the next day, because I like to watch it from start to finish. Oh, sorry. Dean says, is it all tech? The next will be better, but the first basic one can't run mini apps, but it can not be hacked. It is simple. Thumbs up. Oh yeah, don't forget. I forgot to mention, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. There's 12 of you watching. You've watched for an hour and 16 minutes. So I hope that at least gets a thumbs up from you guys. My videos tend to always get, you know, a good 10 to 15 thumbs up. So I really appreciate that, guys. It helps the videos get out there. Helps the videos get viewed. I've had a few more dislikes recently, though. Boo. But then my video content obviously has gone a bit downhill recently because I've had no computer. I seem to get so much comments and crap. Soon as this video uploads tonight, I guarantee you there will be at least 4 or 5 comments straight away, all commenting saying, oh, the killer, and what's the other one? Let's remove these. I'm just going to assume most of these are scam. As long as it ain't football shadies. Your ex thumbs down. She was the one. Well, apparently there's more of them out there now. I'm getting more thumbs up for down. Let's have a little look at our published comments. A lot of these are crap. I've just got to go through and delete them, but I know it's going to take me ages. So I don't want to delete people's comments if they're genuinely decent comments. Hey Glenn, how are you? Can you give me some updates about Hashflare and the future mining contracts? That's quite a good comment. Dean's in there. He's commented on quite a few, actually. Sorry I haven't got back to you, Dean. Because I haven't had a computer, the only way I've been able to view these is if I go into the YouTube Creator app on the iPhone. Then you have to go into comments, and it's always a bit behind, and obviously I get a lot of scam messages pop up, so I've left it, to be honest. BBL's in there. Damn, I always miss the live vids. Let's give him a little thumbs up. Great video, Glenn. Have a good weekend. Thanks for that, mate. These are all pretty good comments, actually. Louise Rossman, look at this YouTube. He fixed Apple devices. Oh no, See, I've just given a thumbs up to a scam one now. No! Glenn, you're such a shiller. Mate, don't bother. Right, that's it from me, guys. I'm going to wrap it up there. It's been long enough. It's almost an hour and a half. I'll see you guys on the next video, which will probably be tomorrow at some point, probably tomorrow evening. And then I may do one again Sunday, because I don't think I've got much going on Sunday. So I'm going to start doing some more research into up-and-coming ICOs. So if you can think of one that you really want me to look into, you may... Please don't just send me ones that you want me to talk good about. If someone says to me, Glenn, what are your thoughts on this? I will give my honest opinion. I will say whether I believe it to be a scam, whether I think it's got potential. And some people don't like that, because obviously they're like, well, I really like it and I'm going to invest in them. I say, well, that's great. Good for you. But obviously I have a responsibility, I suppose, to the people watching these videos, to not go on and shill loads of scam. And I haven't done too well at the moment, because Hashflare's unprofitable, Envian is just dog shit. So yeah, not too good at the minute. So, but I'm gonna keep learning, keep trying until something sticks. I really wish, when my portfolio was worth £2,500 at one point, a few weeks back, I thought, oh, I wish I'd cashed out then. And I know everyone thinks that, but I was thinking, I wish I'd cashed out then, because that's double where it is now. So I was thinking, what's going to be my strategy going forward? I think if my portfolio went back up to being worth probably 2,300, I'd probably cash out at that point, and I'd buy back in on another dip. I don't know. What do you guys think about that sort of strategy? Obviously, it could go the other way. Your portfolio keep going up, and then you've got to buy back in at the high price. So, anyway, that's it. That's it from me, guys. I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button before you go, and join us in the Telegram group chat if you're not already a part of it. So, see you later, guys. Bye.